once the game maker is generally available, I'll probably try to release this as something people can try out. As far as an alpha of the game, I have several land on my own. I might be able to publish this to it. There's also the possibility that this specific level will not work in a future version because as the game maker advances, there might be some dramatic changes to things that happen, and this might get broken by future updates. So I will try to release this or some version of this for people to experiment with and kind of learn how physics and things work in the game maker. So I will try to get that out there for you guys. Is it possible to build an underwater world as well? Well, yes and no. There's not really like proper swimming yet as far as gameplay goes. There are water blocks. So is that the animated one? It might only be animated in the when it's playing. Let's see here. Let me get my guy down here. So water, like swimming, doesn't really work at the moment. But you can go in water and you can put stuff in water. So like this is, everything's kind of blue. So you can go in water. And I could put objects in the water. So we'll see how water physics work later on. I'm sure that will get figured out into a better situation in the future. As far as building a water world, I mean you can put water blocks elevated. So like you could build a structure and then put water over it, and you wouldn't have to worry about it like flooding things. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. I love like Atlantis, underwater world kind of stuff. So I would like to see that myself. Crypto Bosson, I love this game. Yeah, me too. Just to catch up, is it now possible to buy land and deploy anything there yet? It is not possible to deploy yet. You can buy, and we're actually doing the giveaway soon. Just a couple more minutes, guys, and we'll do the giveaway. We've got 61 entries, so we got a lot of people. I don't think I can show any more entries than what's up there, but yeah, I'll be giving away one in just a few minutes here, and you can usually pick up some on OpenSea, or I think there's a couple other places you can trade them, and there will be a fourth presale coming up soon, and I believe after that, I don't remember if there's a fifth presale or if it just opens to the general public, but if you check out the Sandbox Medium articles, it explains the whole how it's all going to work. And let's see, beautiful train editing. Yeah, it's very easy to use. It's nice being able to just kind of like draw stuff. That's actually how I did the whole clouds for the whole level up around this. Is I just I built out a little bit so I wouldn't accidentally put clouds inside, and then I just drew all over it with a white brush. You just built some gigantic dog poo. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, that's a mountain. Okay, we're gonna call that a mountain of dog poo. So 166K. Oh yes, thank you, Psycho. That's Psycho Damien says 166K. So that I believe that's the total number of land parcels. Some of those are in estates, so you might have like a 3x3, which would be 9 land or whatever. But yeah, 166 sounds right. So thank you for sharing that. Oh yeah, and a bunch of Max TV. Yeah, you guys are all saying it, but I was further up in the chat trying to answer more questions. Is there a player limit on one land? I believe it's 64 players is what the goal is. The dev team is trying to make sure that's well optimized so everybody has a good experience. But the idea is that each land could have multiple instances. So let's say you build a multiplayer like a battle royale game. You would have 64 players in one match, but you could have multiple matches running. So there could be more than one instance of the game with up to 64 players. Will there be Game Maker tutorials? You bet your butt there will be Game Maker tutorials. That's one of the reasons they hired me. Yeah, so right now I'm not doing tutorials for the Game Maker other than just kind of sharing what I'm working on in the Game Maker, because so much of this stuff is going to look different. There's going to be so many new features. It's going to be really difficult to make a tutorial, especially since none of you can use this right now. You wouldn't be able to do anything with the tutorial, and then by the time you get a version, everything that I said will be out of date. So there will be tutorials, just later when it's closer to time for everybody seeing it. Yes, Sebastian, thank you. I want to say synth, but it's Sithicent V. Sebastian did do a tutorial sort of on YouTube, and that was kind of more for our people in the Game Maker Fund, and kind of to show people interested in investing like how things work. So it's sort of like what I'm doing now, but it was a little more like to the point, because it wasn't a live with questions. No collision on the water blocks. So yeah, the water, I was just going right through it. So that's why I said swimming doesn't really work yet. There's no like resistance to the water, but you can go through the water. So if you built something underwater, you can go and like explore it. Yeah, you're welcome, VBX, for answering the questions. And yeah, lots of possibilities, really cool stuff. It is a very easy to use game maker. I'm just scrolling through all these messages. You guys are very talkative today. Let's see. And yes, it is a 1x1 land. Open NFT asks ETA for Builder to be released. I don't know. I think it's going to be soon for the limited release to landowners. I know that they're very busy working on squashing some bugs and getting new features ready. There's new features that they're demoing that I don't have access to yet. You might have seen on Twitter the other day that they showed damage to a character, and I don't have that in my version. So there are lots of new features coming out, and they're just making sure they all work nicely. So we will see when that will be, but hopefully soon. POS terminals. I believe that is planned at WellPub. They are trying to get stuff like that in there. It's not something that's a feature yet, but I know the whole Sandbox team is really interested in making blockchain and crypto experiences like actually integrated into the games. So it's not just like the way you buy assets for your game. It's actually like part of the gaming experience. They really want to open up that as a both as an educational and just like a new kind of experience for people. Signed up to VoxEdit. Is the game editor coming soon? Yeah, they had sort of answered that just a minute ago. It's on its way, but it's not quite there yet. When is the 4th pre-sale? Don't know. Hi, Hollas DL. Can you buy an OpenSea from somebody who sells? Yes, yeah, you can trade and buy and sell land on OpenSea right now, and also the NFT assets. So somebody at the very beginning of the video won a copy of the coin fountain that I made. That I'll be trading to them on OpenSea probably, or either sending it directly to their wallet. Prices for the 4th pre-sale, they are available on Medium. So if you go through the Sandbox's Medium articles, they do say the prices. It's going to be about $48 or $50, I think, for the 4th pre-sale per land. There's the volume discount. I don't remember the exact price off the top of my head. Is gambling allowed? Could someone build a casino? So that's something that we've been talking about in the staff, and I don't think it's quite settled yet. There are considerations we have to make in countries like in the United States. It's illegal for minors to gamble, and we do want this game to be available to minors. So that's something that we have to consider very carefully, exactly how those rules will work out. We might have some sort of self-policing system. We've talked about that for other things, about a self-policing community, and we need to make sure that we're not, putting kids in a dangerous situation or upsetting their parents or getting in legal trouble. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that gets involved with gambling. So it is something that I know a lot of people are interested in creating, but yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Some starter assets, like, was there a beginning to that question? I don't see. So Hagar Elite Sauce says some starter assets like switches, buttons, bumpers, etc. to achieve the same purposes as you've shown would be great to have to work eventually with too. So yeah, there are some assets in here already. I think the game maker's getting mad that I've been letting it sit for so long. There we go. It wanted attention. Whoa. Either that or it's not happy about the streaming. I saw somebody, I didn't answer this question earlier. Somebody asked me about my rig. My rig is not particularly amazing. It's kind of a mid-tier gaming PC, and it's like 3 years old now. I've got a AMD FX 6300